Odanyo. Oh, what that dang dang. This is the Black Port.
Yabo!
AKA Kuku Show them where we speak truth to power. And I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate it and I love you. From the newsreel, we always endeavor to keep it real. This is the Black Port. It's the voice of the people. And the voice of the people is the voice of God. Remember here, we don't criticize. No, sir. But if we must criticize, we would only do it on one condition. To build and not to destroy. That is why we say, and we continue to say same, that we are in the service of God and country. Now, the very first story I want to look at today, and it just came in, my brother, my sister, is very, very, very neck-wrenching. I read, and this one is from 3 News, the most authentic source of news online. And it says, it's morally wrong for government officials to acquire state property. Oh my God. And this is coming from a man called Cudjoe. Who is Cudjoe? It's morally wrong for government officials to acquire state properties. Cudjoe. And I read, former Minister of State during the Rawlings administration, Mr. Cudjoe, has condemned the action of government officials acquiring state properties and owning them. He describes such action as morally wrong. In a Facebook post, the founder of the Pan-African Heritage Museum and the African University College of Communication said, state assets belong to the state and must be held in trust for all the people. It is morally wrong for government officials to acquire and own state property. This should not bar them from purchasing other free properties legally. His comments come at a time the management of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, has justified the move to sell 6 hotels, including Labadi Beach Hotel, La Palma Royal Beach Resort, Elmina Beach Resort, Ridge Royal Hotel, Buzia Beach Resort, and the Trust Lodge Hotel to Abetifi lawmaker and Minister of Food and Agriculture, Bryn Acheampong. SNIT has stated that it is seeking to partner with a strategic investor to raise capital to invest in the hotels and also assist in their management. Now, the management said the primary objective of finding a strategic investor is to increase efficiency, profitability, stakeholder value, and the long-term sustainability of the SNIT pension scheme. Now, my brother, my sister, Cudjoe has spoken, a former Minister of State in the erstwhile Rawlings regime. And he says it's morally wrong. Now, what is his reason? He believes that government officials should not be buying government property because government property belongs to the people and they are supposed to be held in trust for the people. But he goes ahead to quickly add, this should not, however, stop government officials from buying such properties legally. So there are 2 sides to the story. Now, what is SNIT saying about these 6 hotels? Some of the best we have in the nation. Owned by the people and for the people, and supposedly held in trust for the people by the government in power. It's interesting times, isn't it? Today when I heard this, it broke my heart. Now let us go into the shenanigans of this dirty deal. We all remember the SNIT boss was kicked out only a few weeks back. Do you all remember? How many of us remember that the Nana Akufo-Addo government decided to kick out the SNIT boss a few days ago, replaced by the son of his own presidential advisor, Mr. Osafo Maafo? Do we all remember that? Ghanaians started talking about it. there was no reason to send away the SNIT boss. Now it looks like the reason is coming home to roost like a cock. My God. Now, shall we know how much Bryn Acheampong is paying? Should we know if this payment is to buy, as we are told? In other words, outright sale to Bryn Acheampong, who also owns the Rock City Hotel. Supposedly the biggest hotel in Africa, or is it in West Africa? This is Bryn Acheampong. Now, to those of you who do not, my brother, my sister, know Bryn Acheampong, this is his face. This was the man who said twice and still counting that they would make sure that they never hand over power to the opposition, National Democratic Congress. Bryn Acheampong, my brother, my sister, had a stint with the American Army. And recently, it brought about so much controversies. He is now the Minister for Food and Agriculture. But he's busily investing in hotels. Hallelujah. I thought a man like this should be more interested in silos and farms. But whatever it is business, they say, right? Did he buy the hotels outright? Or is he an investor, as SNIT is claiming? Now there is an answer here which is very, very interesting. Now before I go for the answer, let's look at this. It says, sale of hotels to Bryn Acheampong. Akomea lists SNIT properties allegedly sold to NDC gurus. And I read, Nana Akomea, the deputy chairperson of the campaign team of the new patriotic party, the MPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has chastised the member of parliament for North Tongue over his latest expose on hotels of the state-owned Social Security and National Investment Trust SNIT, and which are being sold to the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Bryan Acheampong. He said that whilst Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa has petitioned the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice Shraj to investigate Bryn Acheampong over the said transaction, he is making pronouncements as if the minister has committed a crime. Samuel Okudzeto has already pronounced on the matter. He is calling it sleazy and all kinds of accusations, which I don't think is right. You must be careful with these matters. You are calling people out for what you call engaging in sleazy acts, but you have called for an investigation by Shraj. He chided the MP. Now, Akomea, the managing director of Intercity STC Coaches Limited, who made these remarks during a panel discussion on Metro TV's Good Morning Ghana program on May 17, 2024, pointed out that the fact that hotels are being sold to the minister does not mean that something wrong has been done. He indicated that properties of SNIT have been sold to politicians in the past, including leading members of the opposition National Democratic Congress. I leave it here. Now, this is the politics of the nation, Ghana. I have been caught stealing. Oh, but why are you making so much noise? You also stole when you were in power. That is the common rhetoric in Ghanaian politics. A minister of state who has been caught on tape swearing tooth and nail, heaven and earth, smokes and fires, that he would never ever hand over power to the National Democratic Congress. They would hold on to power come what may. Reiterated by the president in power, Nana Akufo-Addo, only a few days ago, that he will never ever hand over power to a man that he has defeated before. Such childish and infantile remarks unbecoming of a president who is supposedly democratic. My brother, my sister, this is what Akomea is saying. He's a man I have a lot of respect for. But sometimes his utterances, my brother, my sister, are so belittling of the mind that he has. Now, yes, nobody is saying that there's a wrongdoing. But coming from afar, I can smell moral degradation in these sales. A sitting president says he will never hand over power to a man that he has defeated twice, or is it once, whatever it is. Meanwhile, the president has competed several times and lost. Nobody's crying foul. The same president, my brother, my sister, under whose watch so many dirty deals are happening, under whose watch we have gone into the Guinness Book of Records for the most amount of money under our beds and in cupboards, in rat holes and mole holes, more than even money in the bank. In the regime of Nana Akufo-Addo, we have gone into the Guinness Book of Records. A minister of state has more money under her bed, in rat holes and mole holes, in cupboards, my brother, my sister, and even in graveyards, where dead bodies and ghosts are asked to send Momo every now and then. We have gone into the Guinness Book of Records under Nana Akufo-Addo. A sitting minister of state has bought state property. Have they advertised for the sale of these state properties? Individuals not interested in that. Now here is an answer. SNIT is saying that he offered the highest amount for these. It is sad. But I'm reading this from Peace FM Online. This is where I end it. It says, SNIT replies Ablakwa on sale of hotels to NPP's Bryn Acheampong. And I read, the management of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, have responded to the Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa's comment on the sale of some 6 hotels belonging to SNIT. In a media release dated May 19, 2024, the management of SNIT explained that contrary to the comments by Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, it seeks to partner a strategic investor to raise capital to invest in the hotels and also assist in their management. I am excited when I see Ghanaians as investors investing in Ghana, and I clap. But I will not be a subscriber of same if the deal is sleazy and dirty and smelly. Bryn Acheampong is a hotelier. He owns the biggest hotel in West Africa, we are told. My brother, did they advertise the hotels? Again, did they sell the hotels? Or are they partnering an investor? They are two different things. Now, when you read this story, at one point it's talking about outright sale, and another point is talking about partnering and investing. My brother, my sister, I think that is a very sad day for our hotels and hospitality outfits in the nation. It's a sad day. It's a very sad day. Now there is another report coming from organized labor, which is rife on TV right now as we speak. They have condemned this act. Why would they condemn the act? Because it is sleazy. Because it is dirty. They claim that they are not aware of the sale. Nobody contacted organized labor. My brother, my sister, organized labor has a big hand in this. You know why? Organized labor has a lot of contributions making up SNIT. So they have a big hand in this. If you don't know what organized labor is, that is what it is. The contributions of organized labor make up SNIT. Without the contributions of organized labor, there would not be SNIT. Therefore, a very important partner of SNIT like this, a huge one for that matter, is not aware of the sales of 6 hotels to a party member. I am so disappointed. This is dirty. Nana Akufo-Addo is a dirty president, very corrupt, under whose regime we have seen corruption at this acme. I leave it here. Now there's another thing here I'm reading from my Joy Online, and I want to be very snappy with this. It says, you've been president before. Allow me to also serve as president. Bawumia to Mahama. And I read, the flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has urged his main rival, John Dramani Mahama, to exercise patience and allow him the opportunity to also serve as president. Now, during a visit to the Wa Na Fuseni Sedu Pelpo, the Forbes Palace on Sunday, May 19, Dr. Bawumia emphasized that while Mr. Mahama has already served as president, he has not yet had the chance to do so. Therefore, he urged Mr. Mahama to exercise restraint and allow him to take his stand. It's a very childish utterance. Unbecoming of somebody who wants to be president. Be serious for once. We are not joking. Why did he not tell Nana Akufo-Addo after his first tenure of office that he's been president already, so he should allow you to become president? After all, you were closer to being president at the time. All you needed was to hold his neck and strangle his life out of him and become president, like other people suggest in some different jurisdictions. Hallelujah. Thank God it doesn't happen in this nation. My brother, my sister, you were vice president to a driver. You were a mate to a driver. You could have become president so easily after his first tenure of office. All you needed to do was to walk up to him and say, I've learned enough driving, and I think that you are too old to continue driving this heavy truck. Please take the back bench so I drive. You didn't say it. You sat down and joined us with him to destroy the nation. We have become a nation that is ridiculed in all 4 cardinal points of the world. We have become a nation, my brother, my sister, that has lost its respect because we go cap in hand every now and then, begging la la su la la all over the place. We are not even ashamed, going all the way to the German ambassador, not even the president, to ask him to go back China for us to get a certain kind of rebate, aka some crumbs from off the table. A nation that prides in itself the fact that we are a Gold Coast. Yet today, my brother, my sister, we are running helter-skelter, looking for the slightest opportunity to beg. I don't want to belong to a nation of beggars. There is no virtuousness in begging. Today, Bawumia says Mahama should stay aside. And the reason is that he's been president before. He will come back and tell us, like the charlatan comedian that he is, that it was said in jest. You think we are joking? You think we are joking? People are dying left, right, and center in hospitals. Kidney patients cannot even afford dialysis. They are dying like mosquitoes in the harmattan. Then you come with your charlatan jokes, irresponsible jokes, my brother, my sister. Today you tell us churches are supposed to be paid. They are not supposed to be taxed, only for you to come back and tell us it was only a joke. We are not ready for those silly jokes. My children are dying at Fana the other day. Little children died. They were crossing a certain lagoon to go to school. They died. Those who survived have been traumatized beyond repair. I'm not ready for jokes. If you want to be president, this is the best time to be president. Nana Akufo-Addo still has a few days to the end. Ask him to go sit his backside so you can be president. At least, even if it's for 4 or 5 days, you are president. Ghanaians are fed up with your jokes. Ghanaians are tired of you and Nana Akufo-Addo. You are the worst nightmare this nation has ever had. The last time I checked the cedi, it was slapping 15 Ghana cedis per dollar. Kenke prices have increased. Yesterday I was sitting at home, quietly reading a book. My empress came over to me and said, can I have a word with you? I said, you know this is the wrong time. When I'm reading my books, I do not like to be disturbed. She said, please. I went to the market, and out of the 20 things that I wrote down I was going to buy, I was only able to buy 4. I said, why? The sellers didn't come on Sunday? She said, no. I actually went out early to be able to catch the farmers market, those who will bring the fresh vegetables like you like. I could buy only 4. Why? You still haven't told me. Prices have skyrocketed. The money I took to the market could only afford 4 products. The rest of the 16, I don't know what to do. And when I look at the price list, I don't like looking at women's price lists. Once the money is given, deal with it. But yesterday I shed tears. Hey! Prices are rising, my brother. People are dying. We are not ready for irresponsible, silly, charlatan jokes. I'll leave it here. You think we are joking? You think we are joking? Now, I would like to look at the very last thing, and I'll be done for the day. Permit me to look at that. That will be the very last one. Today, I had 6 more issues to look at, but you know that time is not on my side. Therefore, I will just look at this quickly. Now, this is coming from Franklin Cudjoe, and we all know that he's a founder and director of Imani. It's a think tank. In fact, Franklin Cudjoe says that, and I better read it. All the corrupt deals in Ghana are cooked at the office of the president. Did you hear that? This is Franklin Cudjoe. All the corrupt deals in Ghana are cooked right there in the office of the president. My brother, I cannot agree with him less. We have seen how a sitting president exonerated so nonchalantly, and he has the penchant to do more. People who had umpteen amount of dollars and pounds under their beds. Well-meaning people who came out with galamsey reports, they were relegated to the dirtiest corner before the white paper was read, that it was born out of bitterness. My brother, my sister, Franklin Cudjoe has spoken that the office of the president has become the headquarters of corruption. Remember, only last week, Adam Bonner also said that the IOCO has become the headquarters of corruption. So government outfits and institutions that we should be trusting to deal with our corrupt nature, they are all becoming partners in crime, PICs. No wonder hotels can be sold at the blind side of organized labor. Hotels belonging to the state can be sold to party members and foot soldiers with no recourse to the people. The same people you claim own these properties. My brother, I am pained as a Ghanaian. If this was in the days of Rawlings, I would have called for something. But I'm not going to call for that something because of democracy. Sometimes I wish that this was in the days of Rawlings. Some people's shiny bald heads would have been whipped several times. They would be shaved off the little hair that they have left on their bald heads at the Gonda barracks and made to look in into graves. When they are frightened enough, they will send them home to go and sin no more. My brother, my sister, I leave it here. No wonder they want to remove the special prosecutor for fear of whatever they fear. The phobia that you know, and I know too. My name is Blakk Rasta. I want to say thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's been the Black Pot, aka Kukushunamo, where we speak truth to power.